Is it working? Oh, there it goes. Hi everybody, this is Elizabeth Junin-Wilkinski. These are my last moments before my computer battery dies. The zombie takeover began, I believe it was maybe 48 hours ago at 1 o'clock. It started off with a man on a bench. He was bitten by a zombie, obviously. And, of course, it spread like wildfire. Right now, I'm in the Boston area, and it's getting bad here. The city's horrible. They said there's a safe zone at the city. Rule number 1, never go to the safe zone. I know some people that went there, they never came back. I've heard horror stories from the safety zone, how the military became overrun and were all turned. I know people have been predicting that the world was going to end since God knows when. There are many zombie movies out there, zombie everything. Some of the tips in those are true. Like in the video from The Walking Dead, where Rick is talking about how he enters Atlanta. The zombie movies, they talk about how all zombies want are brains. It's not true. These zombies want flesh, not brains. How do I say this? When the zombie takeover happened, I was at my college. It was probably around 12 o'clock when the zombies started attacking. And once somebody's bitten, they turn. And so many people tried to get into the dorms and the places to hide. Once they were bitten, they turned and started going after other people until everybody was zombies. I happened to be in my room at the time. Me and my roommate didn't have class until late that day. We were on our way out to lunch when suddenly we got out of the elevator and I saw my first zombie. She was a friend of ours. She, I guess, was bitten. And, sorry. She had her legs bitten apart and one of her arms was missing. That moment, we knew something was wrong. We decided to try and take the elevator back up, but it was too late. And of course, We didn't know if they were alive or dead until they tried to bite us, in which we found the mops that the janitors have left from their cleaning, and I broke it in half and handed her the other half, and I destroyed my friend. I guess she wasn't my friend. She was a zombie. Well, most of us have been surviving. There's about, I want to say, around 15. We mostly hang out on the third and second floor because of our rules. One of them is always have more than one exit. We have blocked off the stairs. We have 2 stairwells. They are blocked off. The elevators, well, even though they're not working, because all power has gone out, which is why I'm running on battery power right now. The reason why we picked the second and third floor is because it's easy access down. If you're up on the 6th floor, to jump would be death. Even the 3rd floor. The 2nd floor, you can at least use a sheet or something to get down. Some of our other survival rules are anything can be food. Rats, animals. I know it sounds gross now, but when you're in that situation and you need food, it's something you need. We had some food here. Of course, college students had food stocked up in their rooms. I know food goes bad after a while, so we're worrying. We're really worrying. Another thing, to kill a zombie, to the head. You must shoot them in the head. You try anywhere else, they'll just get back up. That's what happened to my other friend. She was on a scavenging run. She was going to White Dove to pick up some medicine because one of us we couldn't find any hydrogen peroxide or anything like that, or penicillin, because one of us was getting an infection. So she went on a run. She went alone. It's another thing. Don't ever go alone. She could have asked any of us to go with her, but she didn't. And now she's gone. Zombies, they may look weak when they're by themselves, but in a big group, they can do damage. The whole bottom floor had glass windows. Zombies pounding up against them. They got smart. Like these things. You wouldn't think they would get smart, but they did. They started picking up rocks and trying to bang the glass open. Well, they did it. It took them a couple of hours, maybe a day. It ruined our way. And now we had to block off the first floor too to make it so they couldn't get through. Barricades are everywhere. But we made them so that we can move stuff to get back out. Like I said, always more than one exit. My roommate Emily is on a run. I think we've been here. I know I said 48 hours. I meant that was when it hit us. We don't know how big the impact is. Power is limited. I'd found this laptop camera thing, and it had battery power. And so I decided to record this. She thinks it's stupid, which is why she's on the run right now. Thinks no one's gonna ever find this. No one's ever gonna know our story. How the zombies took over. Everyone thought it was a joke. No one saw it coming. Well, people did see it coming, which is why they made movies. No one believes them. No one thinks that people can rise from the dead. Everyone thought they were insane if they did really believe. It's funny, they actually have a law. They did have a law in Tahiti where you couldn't make zombies. Those weren't zombies. There were people that had died. Well, they didn't die. There were people. These people needed people for the whim place, like a factory type of thing. And so they would take people, give them a drug that would put them in a coma. This coma made it so that it was like you were dead. It's kind of like what happened to Juliet in Romeo and Juliet in Shakespeare. These people would then bury them because it was so hot there. They would bury them immediately. So while they were in the coma, they had a lack of oxygen, which stupefied their brain. Later, the mill people would come back, dig them back up, bring them to their factory, and they would work for free. This is why they have a law now. Fact is, those aren't zombies. Zombies are man-eating machines. They don't stop eating. One thing we notice is cardio, running, exercise, it is needed. Which is why I don't go on runs. And you can see I'm still not that fit. It takes a lot out of you. They don't look like they run fast, but they do. I'm worried. It's getting worse. Winter will be here soon. Maybe they'll die. Hopefully. If they don't, I don't know what's gonna happen to us. Survival. Slim. Another movie I want to talk about. Dawn of the Dead. Other people say Shaun of the Dead is better because it's supposed to be a comedy of Dawn of the Dead, but I love Dawn of the Dead. In there, they have a scene where they're shooting zombies for fun. It's one of my favorites. Another part is where they actually make it to an island and it's covered in zombies because they thought that they should go out and see it and live on a deserted island. I've actually mentioned that to a couple of people, but they don't think we can make it. Oh no. I'm running low on battery power. I'll check back in a few. Bye now. If I'm alive.